Hey everyone, this is Lisa from Life in Layouts over here on the Scrap Room, and today I am bringing you a double page layout from Page Maps, November 2014. Now, I'm going to follow this a little bit, not a whole lot, but I really liked the placement of the photos, and that's what I really went towards when creating this layout. So I just showed you some of the bits and pieces that I got as well as the paper, but I suggest that you go over and check out Tina Gale's video. She has all of the details in regards to the Flavors of the Month kit. Now, these photos that I'm going to be using here are from when my friend went to White Rock Mountain and they lit off some sky lanterns, and I think they're also called Chinese lanterns. I had several photos of them actually lighting them off, and then kind of the rest of the photos were just them up on the mountain. So I did decide to use some photo flaps for those extra photos there, and I will show you that in just a second. I really wanted to use this paper that I have on the left there as a background. I think that doing the double page layouts for you guys, and I've been doing them for a while now, I tend to always use the background paper that comes with it, which is the the solid color cardstock. But I wanted to show you a couple of different ways that you could use one piece of paper and span it across a two-page layout so that you're able to really showcase that and not necessarily always use plain background paper. So I did cut out the white part on the left-hand side because I thought maybe I would use it to matte some photos. I actually don't use it, but this is absolutely a way that you could still use that white paper, save some of it, matte some of your photos if you choose to do so. On the right-hand side, what I did was I took that paper that was left over. I did cut two strips because I definitely wanted that stripe paper that was on the back of this paper, at least in a 1/4 inch to use on the layout. So that's what I did there, was cut just a couple pieces out, and it works perfectly because it's going to just add to the edges of the pattern paper there and help with the joining of the two pieces of paper. So I thought I was going to use just the white paper, but then I saw this ombre paper and I really liked the way that that looked in the middle. So what I decided to do was just use my T-square ruler to measure the difference between the edge of that paper all the way to the end, and then cut it out so that it mattes perfectly on that white piece of paper. And so here I have really two full pieces of pattern paper as my background, but it doesn't look like it's just two pieces of paper. Like, I was able to kind of mirror it together so that actually what it looks like is I have that lined paper going all the way across the layout, and then I have the teal paper in the center. So once I get all of the paper down, then I go ahead and put my photos down. I do use my T-square ruler to make sure that they line up, because the way that the sketch calls for, it's this like staggering of photos. I use much larger photos than the sketch called for, and I didn't use the background at all because the way that the layout background turned out in mine. Now I have just that square pattern paper on the page now. That is where my photo flaps are going to be. I know two companies that do the photo flaps. Close to My Heart is one of them, and then the Snap company, which does like the Snap albums, they also sell them. So you could pick them up at either one of those locations, and they're great if you have multiple photos that you want to showcase like I do here. So what I always do is I either put a photo or a pattern piece of paper down on the layout where I know that it will go, and then I can put the photo flaps, because those actually go on the page protector. So it will go right above it, and so you actually won't see the pattern paper when it's in the page protector. You'll actually see the photos there. But I went ahead and put that there so I know that that space is reserved for the photos themselves. I used the embellishment pieces that came with my kit as well as my upgraded kit to add a couple clusters down there on the far right hand side as well as over on the left hand side, and then I made my virtual triangle with that small little cluster up there in the right. So I used this tag that says changes in the air. I also used season of gratitude and perfect down there in the bottom right hand cluster, and then time well spent is the tag over there on the left hand side. So definitely some great sentiments for this particular event. I got these really like pretty coral color enamel dots in my kit, and I just love the way that they pop off and provide like another depth of color, because they're not quite the color of the background paper or the other like corally colors that are in the pattern papers, but I just love the way that they look. I did pull out my thickers from a previous kit that we got, as well as some stickers from my own collection to spell out Sky Lantern White Rock Mountain. So here is my final layout, as well as some close-ups. I would love for you guys to show us what you are doing with this kit and post it over on our Facebook group. We always love to see how you guys are making these layouts and how they're turning out, because there's so much different inspiration and so many different things that you can do with these Flavor of the Month kits. All right, if you enjoyed this video, if you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up, I'd really appreciate it. If you haven't done so already and you want to see more inspiration for the Flavor of the Month kits, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Thanks everyone for watching, and I hope that you have a scrappy day.